first question, please. I'm just checking mobile phones are on silent or turned off. Thanks. Last couple of photographs and no more, please. Thank you. No more pics. Look.
Gordon, what's your thoughts ahead of this game against Lithuania?
Like always, enjoy the training, and then the thoughts after that is, yep, boys are looking good, feeling good, want to get the game on now. Becomes a long night, long morning, because you just want the game on, and I think that's the way they're all feeling just now. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know the task. Been impressed with Lithuania the last two games, that's for sure. And they're a real hard-working side, and a bit different from years ago when teams that are maybe a pot below you or 2 pots below you would come and sit in. They're quite prepared to push you and close you down and win the ball back. So it should be an interesting game.
How key then is patience if it's going to be a tough game, that the crowd don't get on your back and are able to back the team?
Well, I've not got a problem with the crowd. They do their best. There'll be times where I think it'll be back and forward type of game. Times where you have to be a bit patient, whether that's defending, whether that's attacking. So you need it in every game, really. But you don't really know how the game's got to pan out until it actually starts. But what we've seen from the last couple of games, that the ball goes from end to end in good football.
In terms of the options that you have, is this a stronger squad than, say, in the last campaign? Do you have big decisions to make, given what happened in the last game against Malta? A very positive result, but you've got players back into the squad now, free from injury.
Yeah, some of the areas were very strong. Some would like to be stronger. But areas we've not got a problem with mental strength. That was proven the last game. And areas we're happy with the passion and commitment. We've got that as well. But I know you're talking about areas. Say, left back, incredible. I mean, incredible, the three this week. As good as I've ever seen, the three of them training. As good as I've ever seen for a position. Elsewhere, we have people playing well. People maybe not getting games at their clubs just now. That comes in. That's a factor. That's for sure. But we still think they're good players.
Gordon, tomorrow marks a year to the day since the Poland game. Has the hurt from that game, the hurt from that qualifying campaign, is that gone now, or can you use that in any way going into this campaign?
I don't think like that. I don't feel like that. I just enjoy football. My emotion is I love working with these guys. I love meeting up with them. So no, that's no. I was thinking that way. I still have the emotion for getting beat by Bratislava and Clyde, but I'm okay. I got over it. There's too much good in football to worry about the odd occasional bad day. And saying that, when we played Poland, I thought we were terrific and some terrific goals. So when I look back at Poland now, instead of feeling down, I go, didn't we play well there? Didn't we score great goals? So thanks for reminding me.
No worries. Lithuania are a good few places below Scotland in the FIFA rankings. I know you don't hold out much credence to them. Are they better, perhaps, than people think they are?
It depends who the people are. If the people do their homework, then they'll know exactly who they are, what they do. If you don't do your homework, then you'll not have an idea what they are. Fortunately, we do our homework. They're a pot below us, so it can't be that big a difference.
I know you've got a lot of faith in these guys. You've got a lot of faith in the squad.
Yeah.
Have they come on even more since the last campaign?
I don't know. I just enjoy working with them. As I said to you, I've seen some terrific stuff this week at training, and you'll only know in the games. And great first game, scoring 5 goals away. Again, Croatia was 1 goal there. We got a bit of luck at the right time, but we were prepared for that. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and that's what we did. We prepared for that, and so we take it on from there. We feel good about ourselves, but we're doing the task. We just look at results around Europe and think, nobody goes away smashing people all over the place. It's very close in all the games you've seen last night.
Gordon, Darren Fletcher in line to make his 75th appearance. Given everything he's gone through as a player, it's a pretty good time for him just now. Can you just assess his contribution to Scotland?
Everything. I think in terms of role models, some kids can get taken away with role models that have everything but the ability to be a great player and a great man. So he's got these. Some other ones have tattoos, silly hairstyles, tweet, face, Instagram. Some have got that. I don't think he's got any of that, really. Matter of fact, I've seen a picture of him when he was 15. He's not changed. Literally not changed. And he's not changed with, I would imagine, his enthusiasm and love for the game. And for a manager to have somebody like him in the squad, because the young boys in there, just like Barry and John, just need to look at him, and that's the way you behave, and that's the way you act as a top player. You remember that guy's been everywhere and played every big game. You wouldn't know it when you speak to him. So assuming, humble, but when he's on the football pitch, he turns into a different animal.
Are his leadership skills even more important now with the absence of Scott Brown?
Well, listen, we've got good people out there that can talk. Russell can speak. He's good on the pitch. Sean Maloney's good with people. So that's why we keep these guys, not only for their ability, but for their leadership on and off the pitch.
How beneficial has it been having Gary McAllister around the squad this week?
Oh, Gaz, I forgot it was. It seemed a long week, aye. Gaz was here, aye. Yeah, it was great. The players enjoyed, because I think probably most of the players don't realise that Andy, myself and Mark played football, but I think you can still remember Gary. So he was sitting talking to them and chatting to young players, so that was good. He promised to come along to watch training. He didn't do any coaching, but he got involved in talking about the games and the games coming up, so it was great to have him along. It was fantastic. It was good for the young players and to be able to speak to him.
Gordon, you mentioned the three left backs, how impressed you've been with them. It's obviously a few difficult decisions selection wise.
Is there something wrong with your mic?
I don't know.
He's got a scary voice on there.
One.
Right. Sorry.
Maybe I'm too close. Do you find yourself taking longer to pick the team these days because you've got those options? Or
Probably, yeah. And I think it's right you should give it more time. And I've said that I've changed my team sometimes through the week. What I thought was going to be to watching people at training, watching their body language, how they feel about themselves, and it's been done. Yeah, but as I said, they three have just been outstanding. But it is a bit harder. Yeah, it's good in a way. But then the big disappointment, you've got to tell somebody who's playing really well that they're not playing. That's a downside to this my job.
Gordon, we were talking to Robert Snodgrass the other day and suggesting perhaps he's becoming a bit of a fan's favourite. We saw his hat-trick last time out. How important is he? And obviously we were without him in the last campaign.
Well, it'll be important tomorrow if he gets a game. If he doesn't get a game, he's not very important. But he's a good lad. They're all important. And it's very hard to put pressure on one guy to be more important than the other. I think that when they get stripped tomorrow, their first thought is, I want to be the best player on the pitch. And if everybody thinks like that, we'll do well. Everybody can't. And if you're not going to be the best player on the pitch, you're having a great day, then you revert to just being a great teammate. So that's what we ask for the players, and I'm sure they all want to be great, but it doesn't always happen. So you just have to be a good teammate. So there's players out there that we've got: Forrest, Burke, Richie, all these kind of guys. Barry Mackay, who's been great at training. We've got boys that can do things. Fletcher, Griff's there, scoring a lot of goals. So we've got other players that we can rely on if somebody else is not having that smashing day.
Gordon, I think you're probably fed up answering questions from me, so I've got a couple of questions from members of the public, if you don't mind.
Oh, no. I'm not going to sit here and answer questions for members of the public. Yeah, they'll do them themselves. I think it's a hotline here. I think I'm on Radio Clyde on a Saturday night.
Well, if I can maybe paraphrase one or two questions.
No, you're not getting any now because they're coming for other people. You have to think of your own ones. Right, anybody else? Oh.
Hello.
Hello there.
Well, your side is way more experienced than Lithuanian side. Do you think an experience will play an important role tomorrow?
Well, I think we've seen sometimes experience does play an important role, but enthusiasm and young players without inhibition sometimes who play with no fear, sometimes that can be helpful. So I think you need a bit of both, you know, and experience and enthusiasm and young talent. But as I say, it's nice to have experience in big games, and that's why we probably like more of our players and probably yourself, more your home players playing in Europe, playing in Champions League and Europa Cup to give that experience of international football, because it's, especially Champions League, is a bit similar.
You said you did homework with Lithuanian national team. Which players are the most important in Lithuanian squad?
I find it very hard to talk about individual players, especially before a game. My players will know all about it tonight, and I'm sure you know the best players as well. So I was really impressed with the enthusiasm of the first game, being 2-0 up, and could have went 3-0 up. Played without fear, great enthusiasm, and I'd probably call themselves unfortunate to lose the game. But it was a terrific game of football. Sometimes when you watch games as a manager and try and analyse them, it can be a long 90 minutes. But I thought the game flew in. I've watched it a few times now, and I'm still impressed with a lot of football seen from both sides. I thought it was a terrific game of football.
Gordon, I know you won't entertain talk of must-win games, but when the fixtures came out, did you look at this double header and think of a realistic target?
No, really. I've never made any targets in my life for anything I do. I just get on and do it and just live in the present. You never know what it's going to end up. As many league titles were won, you think, well, maybe I've blown it, but no, it comes back. Since I was a kid, you know. So some managers do that, but if you don't achieve what you're after, then you can disappoint yourself and you can disappoint everybody. So you just go on and see where we go. So that's what we'll try to do just now.
Gordon, Chris Martin said during the week that he felt he was maybe fortunate to get a game against Malta, but given what you were talking about tough decisions and strong in different areas, etc., is that what maybe it takes? If you get a bit of luck getting a game, you have to make sure you take it. And
well, that's what I'm saying. When luck is when, you know, preparation meets opportunity. So it's ready for that, and you take the, you know, if we were to pick a team, it'd be all different for what I've got. I've got to try and pick the most rounded team.
Turn my phone.
Darren, this is a different Lithuania team. It's a new squad. How tough will it be against them this time around, given their performance against Slovenia?
Yeah, I think it's we know it's going to be a tough game. I think we've played Lithuania in the past, and we know it's always been a difficult game. Them very physical, but I think now they're starting to have a real go in games and attack, and look to be very expansive on the counter attack. So you know we're well drilled and well prepared for the match, and one we're looking forward to it. But we know the dangers that lie ahead.
Robert Snodgrass said earlier in the week that Scotland need to pick up 4 points minimum out the next 2 games. Do you agree?
I don't really think about points. We try and win every game, and there's still a long way to go in the campaign. You know, it's no different to no matter what game we play. You know, we do our best. We strive to win. We're determined to win. We're focused to win. We're prepared to win. And that's all the mindset that goes into it. I think that afterwards, if that's not the case, if I sit here and say we have to win, then we just write off the rest of the campaign. No, we'd still fight, and there's still plenty of games to go. So we look forward to the games, and we try and get 2 positive results, which would be 2 wins, and we see where we are when we come out of them, and we go again. There's still plenty of games to go.
Given what you said about Lithuania and...
Sorry, mate. No probs.
Given what you said about Lithuania and how they like to have a go now, do you feel that Scotland are going to have to be patient or going to have to be wary of them on the counter-attack?
It's like any game, you know, you have to be wary, you have to be prepared for teams on the counter-attack. It's a big part of football nowadays, you know, teams are looking to, especially the away team, to hit teams on the break, and you know, you've got to be cautious of that. You can't be gung-ho and throwing everyone forward and leaving yourself open at the back, leaving your defence exposed. So it's getting that fine balance between taking the game to the opposition and playing with a patience and picking your moments at the same time. But there's no doubt we're at home and we'll want to set a tempo and be the team in the ascendancy, but also being aware of the counter-attack, and especially early in the game. You know, the later the game goes on, you can start being a little bit more open and expansive, but you know, games are dictated by goals, at what time they come and different things like that. The pattern of the game's set out lots of different ways, so we've got to prepare for every eventuality, but we're well drilled under the manager, and we'll know what to expect of the opposition, and we know what to expect of ourselves. You know, there's been a consistency through the manager, his style of what he expects, and we've added little bits to it as we've gone on.
Darren, as you said, Scotland are at home. They're also favourites, but as Luke said, this is a different Lithuania side. Expectations are high from the fans. What should the expectations be tomorrow?
The expectations should be that we go and win the game. You know, our fans are, you know, expect a lot of us, and that's great. But the biggest thing is that they get behind us and support us and help us achieve that. You know, we need everyone pushing together. You know, we need Hampden rocking. You know, especially at home games, we need to make it a fortress and a place that teams don't like to come. And that's a combination of us going out there and setting the tempo, and the fans getting behind us as well. You know, that combination really helps. And look, we're going to win the game as we do every game. I've said that before. We've always got a game plan to win, and it's going to be a game that we're expected to win and to take the game to the opposition, and we'll do that. But you know, we do have to be cautious as well, and it's a long 90 minutes.
Tomorrow is a year to the day since the Poland game. Has the hurt gone from that campaign? Can you use that in any way this time?
I don't think the hurt ever goes. I think it strives you on, and it makes you, especially the older ones, it makes you, you know, makes you more determined. Makes you try and get everyone else more determined and focus, and really focus in and make sure that this time it's going to be our time, and give every last ounce of energy to achieve that. And I think that's one thing you can't say about the last campaign. Yeah, there might have been a couple of not so great performances, but the lads gave everything, and you know, really came, dedicated themselves, come away from the trips and focused ourselves on playing for their country, and gave everything, and we were very unlucky, I think. So if we can take that form forward and improve by a small percentage, I'm sure we'll be there or thereabouts.
How much is the nature then of the victory in Malta done for everyone coming back into this meet-up?
I think any victory gives you confidence in the start of a new campaign. It was an interesting game because I think everyone expected us to go there and win, but it's not easy. And to score 5 goals in international football is not easy away from home. And we had a wee scare at 1-1, but we came through it, and we settled ourselves down second half with a few little tactical changes, and in the end it was a real great positive performance and set us up nicely with 3 points. And you know, if we'd have come back from there with another 3 points, it would have been real disaster and doom and gloom. And I think that's what we don't want in terms of games. You know, we go to win every game. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that we're out or anything like that. We just go again and we pick ourselves up. But the longer you win and keep winning and go undefeated, the more confidence you get. And if a little blip comes, it's easier to deal with, and you can get going again. But we're not thinking negatively. We're thinking positively, and we're thinking about winning matches.
You're in line to make your 75th cap tomorrow. How much does it mean not only reaching that landmark, but to be captaining your side, especially everything that you've gone through in recent years?
It's always an honour to captain your country, and it's something I take great pride in. And yeah, hopefully it's my 75th cap, which is a fantastic achievement. And you know, for me, I'm focusing on the game. I'm not really thinking too much about personal goals and personal caps. I think that's something to look back on at my end of my career. But there's no doubt when you see your name amongst the names that there is, and at the top end of the caps for Scotland, it's humbling. It's very humbling. That's all I can say. Yeah, I've had a difficult journey, but that's all in the past now, and I'm thinking forward, and hopefully it's 75, and hopefully it's many more that lead to qualifying for a major tournament.
Dan, you mentioned that wee scare in Malta, at half time, one each. Do you think the way you come through that so emphatically shows that there's a kind of mental strength about the squad that can carry you through, especially when you've had that the first game, you've kind of overcome that immediately?
I think it's a nice wee test to come through, and I think it gives you confidence that if it happens again, that not to panic, And yeah, we can come in at half time. We can tweak a few little things here and there. You know, I spoke before about how it's great to have the continuity with the manager for over a number of campaigns now. I think it's something that we've lacked in the past. Either a manager's gone on and did well and been taken by a club, or they've not done so well and they've lost their job. We've never really had consistency with Scotland, and I can see that in and around the squad. When you come, we know the style of play, everyone knows what the manager expects, and after the disappointment of not qualifying, we've tried to add one or two little things that will help us qualify this time. And with that basically being, although tactical, it's been the young players that have been brought into the squad, and they've gave it a real breath of fresh air. So we've got a great balance of experience and youth, and everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet, and I think that will help us going forward.
You announced yourself on the international stage against Lithuania. You feel that some of these young guys you mentioned there are kind of ready to do the same, whoever it might be?
Yeah, hopefully it's about us to let them go and be themselves. I spoke about let the older players and management and the staff take all the pressure and give them a platform to go and express themselves and enjoy themselves and be themselves and show everyone what good players they are. That's what we want to do. We'll be telling them whoever's selected to go and enjoy themselves, go and play their own game, and go and make a mark for themselves. And hopefully one of them can do what I did, and it will give you great confidence, because it gave me great confidence early in my career, and it definitely helped me at club level and at international level.
How beneficial is it, Darren, having those young guys? Because presumably then they can improve as the campaign goes on and as a result of the experiences they pick up along the way.
No, without a doubt, every experience they pick up, be it positive or negative, will improve them as players. And it's obviously we'll try and help them as much as we can and talk to them. But the best way to learn is to go out there and play and to experience it for yourself and realise what it means and make your mistakes. You know, they're going to make mistakes, and that's going to happen. But it's up to us to back them and allow them to do that, and let the experienced players, pick up that mantle and all the pressures and all the other side that comes with it. As I said before, we want to give them a platform to go and play, go and enjoy themselves, and go and help win games for Scotland.
The manager was talking about the depth we've got, particularly at left back. You talk about some of these young guys. How strong is this squad compared to others that you've been a part of?
Yeah, it's very strong. It's great competition for places. You see it in training. The managers Mitchin and Machin, and say 3 left backs all battling, who are all fantastic players, and in the front areas and in the wide areas. And hopefully that's a positive, because it's it's a long campaign. Injuries, loss of form. People, even the 2 games back to back, to go to Slovakia after this game, fresh legs. I think we've got a number of options, and it's although it'll be a headache for the manager picking a team, I'm sure he enjoys it, because it gives them great options. And if things aren't going right, it can be changed with a substitute, and it can be changed for a different game. And different styles can suit different games as well. So it's great to have a number of weapons at our disposal when we can use them all throughout the campaign.
Are you able to rate it in terms of, is it the strongest squad you've been a part of? Is it up there?
It's definitely up there. It's we've had some great squads in the past. I think the one thing to say, it's it's an exciting squad. I think it's an attacking squad. It's got a lot of attacking players, maybe not something we've had in the past. So I think at the top end of the pitch, we've got a lot of players that can cause the opposition a lot of problems.
Darren, I know you mentioned it earlier, that goal against Lithuania in 2003, but where does that rank in terms of your Scotland career and the 74 caps you've had so far?
Yeah, well, it's one, I think, of 5 goals, so it's high up there. To score in your home debut, to come off the bench and score the winner to take you to the playoffs. It's a fantastic moment. I think I'll look back on it still with great pride when I see it. It's I've lost what I was going to say there. It's a great moment. I look back on it, great pride, and hopefully there's many more. I think that I said before, I look back on all these things at the end of my career. It's all about qualifying, and that's what all my energy and focus are going towards. Cheers. Thank you.